Howdy folks, dropping me beans. Now on Friday we left you with the beginnings of the tent, the brassica tent or the grow tent that we're creating using the scaffold debris netting. Now unfortunately, ever since Friday when I cursed it by saying, oh what a glorious sunny day down in Eden, it has done nothing but be persistently raining. Billings rain, they call it Billings rain. It's like a fine but persistent, constant rain. So when you're trying to make a brassica tent or any construction, the weather gods need to be in your favour. We're trying to make the big brother of this, which we used last year for growing the brassicas, which are the cruciferous vegetables such as cabbage, cauliflower, calabrese, broccoli, you name it. I can't name them all at the moment, but there's plenty of them. The brassicas, very nutrient dense, fantastic for you, full of B vitamins and beta carotenes and antioxidants and all kinds of wonders of nature. Anyway, they did fantastically well in here last year, the kales and all the rest of it, brilliant. And we're trying to create the big brother of it. And let's just show you where we're up to, and I'll talk you through the progress so far. All right, stay with us. Now I can't get it all in shot, it's so big. It's actually 4.2 metres long by 4.4 metres wide at its widest point, so 4.4 metres long at its narrowest and 4.4 at its longest. And that's because I wanted to encompass all of these growing beds that we're putting in here. Now we were lucky because we got these pallet collars, but we only got actually 4 full completed pallet collars. Well, they're called pallet collars. They're an ideal sort of ready-made grow bed really, if you can get hold of them. And they're 8 inches deep by around about, I think, 4.5 feet, something like that. 5 feet wide by 3, something like that. Anyway, they're good, but unfortunately the pallet place that we got them from has started to cut them down, which means taking these brackets off, and you just have to construct them yourself after that, obviously. Now, because we've got the fall from here, I think I spoke about this the other day, where we said that up at the top end were the brother of the netted cages, the existing netted cages. Up at the top there, it's about 7 inches, 6 or 7 inches higher than it is down there, which is the path side that leads down to where my tiki hut is, my big shed is. And because of that, obviously, you want to keep everything straight and level. And because of that, it gets to be deeper on the slope end, if you like, or the valley end. You're going down towards the valley down there. So I've come up with a solution to that. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a system called hugelkultur, which is basically you backfill your grow space, or in this case the beds. You'd backfill them up to about sort of 6 or 7 inches off the top with the rotten wood that we've got knocking around. So all of this rotten wood, which was the old grow beds that we had, the sort of shallow sectional beds that we had, are going to be chopped up, and they're going to be put in as a base layer inside of these beds down at the bottom end. And what will happen over time is that they will rot down. Yeah, they'll rot down and they'll become soil. They'll be returned to the earth, and we like that. I like the idea of that because there's a load of it here. And what you might see on those ones are, you can pick one out. One of the long stretch there is mycelium. It's a sort of fungal growth that grows on the rotten vegetable matter, the wood, if you like. As it breaks down, the fungal infestation breaks the wood down, and it also helps that when you're planting your crops, you've got the mycelium then in the ground, in the soil, and that will help to assist the root growth of your plants. It's a wonderful system, nature, really. As things break down and decay, they assist new life to grow. And that's the whole idea of it. So I've seen lots of things on hugel culture, and that's the main benefit of it, really. You can stock up, it saves on compost as well, because you can stock up your beds and it naturally rots down, so it naturally composts itself down into more growing medium for you and the community. And that's the whole idea. So that's the idea that I've come up with. Because of the weather that we've had these last few days, we're not anywhere near as far along as I was hoping we were going to. I was hoping to have it at the point that we could start to net it up, but obviously not. So anyway, God gives us lemons and we make lemonade. That's the whole idea. So what we have done is we've got probably about well over a third, close to a half of the construction done on this. These bases there are the pallets, they're the pallet collars, but obviously because they're broken up, I've had to sort of square them off and just use them as planking, really. We got a load of planking from the pallet collars that I'm using there to fill in the gaps. So whatever I can save on that is all to the power of good on the timber side of things, because these 2x2s are tannalised, and I bought these tannalised wood. Yeah, the sort of imperial version of 2 inches by 2 inches it is, and so therefore you get him in meters, and it's 2.4 meters. But I had to cut 10. No, I didn't. We had to cut 300 millimeters, which is 30 centimeters off each one, so that they would fit in the car. I think I spoke about that yesterday or the day before. So they could actually fit in the car, and so that they'd fall at the right sort of size that I wanted, because this is the size that I wanted. I wanted it 2.2 by 2.4 meters in size. So that's what we've got. And we're going to have to brace these up, plenty of bracings. Can you see the spacings that we've got there? These are 1.1 metre spacings between the uprights, which are acting like columns, if you like, to support the roof. Now the roof, obviously, it's going to have a robustness to it that will be able to withstand snowfall. We don't get really heavy snowfall, or we haven't done for years in this country, but we do get it, you know. Worst case scenario, we might in Wigan get about 5 or 6 inches falling, and that 5 or 6 inches of snow over this span of a roof is heavy. It's got a lot of load to it. Yeah, it's only going to be netted, by the way, so the net isn't going to provide the structural stability and support that it needs. So it needs to have bracing going across. It needs to have beams going across, away from each one of these columns, a beam. And because of the size of it, we're going to have columns centrally within the framework. So an outer framework and then kind of an inner framework, which is going to be able to support the roof. Yeah. So about once every, well, 1.1 meters, there's going to be another column. So that sort of scuppered my plans a little bit for the pathway. I was wanting to have a pathway that you could bring a wheelbarrow into, but with the configuration that we're going to have on this particular build, I'm not going to be able to do that, and I'm not too bothered about that. But the reason I'm not going to be able to do that is because we want to have a column or an upright strut opposing each other, so I get like a boxwork of these columns inside here, and that will help to spread the load on the roof, stop it from collapse, because you don't want a catastrophic collapse when you've just spent 200 quid on timber, which is round about what I've spent on this with the screws. I got 54 of those, and that comes to about 175 quid. 54 of those, well, they were 2.4 metre lengths. Got 54 of those, which is going to be enough, I'm guessing. Might have to buy some more, but you never know. Fingers crossed. Might not. Might have some spare. So we'll have those, and off we go. I think so far I've used about 14 of them, I think, to get where we are. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 I've used. Never good at maths, me. I used to be. I don't know what's going wrong. So there's 20 of them being used already. I've just worked it out. So to complete the outer frame, I'm going to need 30 altogether, including the doorways. That's if I put 2 doorways in. If I don't put 2 doorways in, I'll use 29. And then what I've got left is going to have to be used to create the inner cage work, the inner framing and the roof. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the post 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Might be alright with 54. Might be alright with 54. Yeah, I should be. If not, it'll cost me about another £24 to get another 9 of them, because they come in packs of 9. This is all riveting stuff, isn't it, boys and girls? But you've got to. This is how you've got to be. You've got to think like that. It's like having a Meccano set with no instructions and just making it yourself. You're building it yourself, basically. And of course, we got all the pallet collars and stuff for free. All the sort of noggins that are knocked into the ground. You see these? I call them noggins. Are just the offcuts from when the timbers were cut down. I kept the offcuts off them, so they're each a foot long, and you can use those as sort of basal supports. Just hammer them into the ground. Get your straights and your levels right with them. Use them as something to sort of screw to, if you like, when you're putting in your side frames. I'll keep you posted. But yeah, there's quite a bit of timber that we can salvage from the old beds, which we'll be doing, and the rest of it's going to go into the hugel culture that we're creating. Yeah, so altogether it's probably going to cost around about 250 quid, you know, with all the paraphernalia that we've had to buy. And then the rest of it is just recycled timber, recycled wood, pallet collars, yeah, and some screws, you know, about £20 worth of screws. And I'm using the good screws. I'm using the sort of self-drilling, speedy ones. You got a self-drilling part to them, which makes things easier, and an impact drill, which again makes things easier. It's just a bit quicker. You need to be quick when the weather's like this. Lo and behold, it's got a blue sky now. Look, we've actually got a blue sky. What is it, 6:30? It's done nothing but rain all day. I hope you had a happy Easter. We did. We had the family round. Take care of yourselves and each other, and remember, God loves you, and so do we. Doesn't matter what you are, male, female, something in between. Doesn't matter. As long as you're a good person, it's all right. So take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you next time on the Little Farmer's Farm. I'm going to try and get down here for about an hour every night and continue with this, because I really want this to be done by next weekend, so I can get my brassica plants in and go away to Legoland without worrying too much about stuff, which is the Monday after next. So yeah, I've only got that length of time. See you later, boys and girls. Bye bye now. Take care. Ta-da.